Hi, welcome to Wings for Women. You're probably here because you're divorced or separated from a long-term relationship and you're finally ready to move on. And you're probably wondering what this course is about. Well, it's called Discover Your Inner Radiance, 10 Fast Action Steps to Attract What You Want and Live a Joyful Life After Divorce. And it will change your life. And before I talk a little bit more about what the course is and what to expect from it, let me share a little bit of information about myself and why I was so compelled to create this program. My name is Keiko Sue. I'm a life after divorce mentor, and I'm the founder of Wings for Women. And I am living proof that there is life after divorce. And it can be way better than anything you've ever experienced before. But you know, just a few years ago, I would have never thought that I would be as happy as I am. So let me share a little bit about my story with you. Just a few years ago, I went through a completely unexpected, very traumatic divorce after being married for 26 years. And I didn't even realize that my marriage was on the rocks when it started to fall apart. So imagine how I felt when my husband came home one day and just suddenly told me that he wanted to be out of the marriage, didn't want to be married anymore. He had fallen in love with a woman who was 20 years younger than me, and I was completely shocked. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I had no clue that he was even that unhappy. I was completely devastated. Now, I'm a pretty strong person, and I was completely crushed by this. I didn't know what to do. I racked my brain for months trying to figure out what I had done wrong. Several months I tried to rebuild our relationship to no avail. And then I finally realized that I was not able to revive our marriage. And so I finally filed for divorce. And it was the saddest day of my life. I mean, he was my best friend. And for the first time in my life, I really felt like I had failed. And on top of it all, I went through a double whammy because the company that I've been with for 28 years was going through job layoffs. And so here I was during the same year that my marriage was falling apart. I also had a job layoff from the company that I've been with for 28 years. So it was truly a double whammy. And it really forced me to take a real strong look at my life. The one question that came up time and time again for me as I was thinking about my life and where I was going with this was the question that asked me, what do you want to do for the next 50 years? Because at the time I was 53 years old and I knew I had at least 50 years to live, but that question just put the whole thing in perspective for me. And I realized that this was a great time to just start a whole new chapter and to just figure out what the next chapter of my life was going to be. And I knew that I was going to follow my passions. That was something I was determined to do, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I set out to find an answer as to how I was going to be able to create a whole chapter of my life following my passions. And so I invested boatloads of time and money in personal growth seminars. I took lots of workshops. I went through coaching, counseling, mentoring. I must have spent several hundred hours of time and tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out what to do and how to rebuild my life and to turn my life around. And the good news is that I did turn my life around. And now I'm happier than I've ever thought was possible. I moved to my dream city of San Francisco just 2 years ago. I'm living in my dream home now, and I have more friends than I have ever had in my life. And the best news of all is that about a year ago, I met my soulmate, and now we're engaged to be married. So I can truly say that I'm living my passions now. I'm living a happy life, and I realized that I want other women who've gone through the same pain of divorce to be able to be as happy as I am. And so what I did was I went through and just reviewed all the lessons that I've learned. I boiled it down into kind of the key lessons to be able to turn around a life after divorce. All the lessons, all the techniques that I learned that turned my life around. And I boiled it down into a step-by-step process so that I can help other women who are transitioning through divorce. And I know that you can be as happy as I am. But you don't have to spend nearly the amount of time and money that I did, because you can directly benefit from my own experience and be able to take the same step-by-step process that I took, and in a much faster period of time. So you'll learn this in this course, this Discover Your Inner Radiance, 10 Fast Action Steps to Attract What You Want and Live a Joyful Life After Divorce, because that's what I've been able to do. So let me tell you what you'll be able to get out of this course. You'll be able to feel whole again, to be able to reclaim the pieces of your life that you lost during your divorce. You'll be able to develop that inner radiance so that you can magnetically attract what you want into your life, really. And you'll be able to attract the people who are ideal for you and be able to let go of those past relationship patterns that you might have noticed. And you'll be able to overcome that negative self-talk that keeps you from really moving forward, and be able to really discover what you're passionate about, and be able to create your personal roadmap so that you can bring joy into your life. I mean, you'll be able to get that clarity and get the inner courage to be able to do something about your life. So I invite you to check out this course and to give yourself the best gift that you could give yourself, which is really a bright future. And I look forward so much to supporting you on this journey.